Okay, so let me understand your definition of prosperity. When you hear the word prosperity, what does that mean to you? Raise your hand if you want to participate. Yes, Kathy, hi.
Hi, it's so good to see you. To me, prosperity, it has an expansive feel. It's like an abundance, like plenty, overflow.
That's good. That's really good. Anyone else want to take a shot? Hey, Sanaz.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Fatima. To me, when I hear prosperity, is mostly as our friend Kathy said, is abundance in so many areas. But my main focus is abundance in love, wealth, and health. So
Amazing.
that connects me to the word prosperity.
Very good. Very good. So the common definition of prosperity is the law of plenty. We have plenty of material things. This is how prosperity is being associated in everywhere. Even if you open up the dictionary, you will find that that definition is the state of growth or success in the area of economics or financial economics. And this is how someone will say X person is prosperous and X person is not so prosperous. So I have prosperity, therefore means that I have plenty. So this is still operating on the material realm of prosperity. So prosperity is associated with flourishing, thriving, having plenty, success, more. This is how we identify it. I want to present to you, the metaphysic definition of prosperity, and this will take us to the spiritual realm of prosperity. So again, this is a unique concept. You can accept it, you can not accept it, but for now I want you only to consider it. The metaphysic meaning of prosperity is your consciousness that there is only one infinite, abundant source of supply, and that is only God. So I don't know what you believe in, God, universe, source, whatever you believe in. So to operate from that plane, you have to recognize consciously in your conscious awareness that there is only one single source of supply, and that source is infinite, is abundant, and is ever giving. If you operate from that consciousness and from that understanding, your supply is also infinite. There is no limit to your supply. Do you guys get this idea? Or is it's conflicting for you? I want to see where you are at. Majority of people, they don't want to accept that there's only one source of supply. They want to accept the idea that there are plenty of sources, not only one, and each source can give me different type of supply. But to enter the metaphysical realm, the spiritual realm truly, where you can benefit truly from everything that prosperity has to offer you with ease and flow, definitely, you have to consciously accept the idea that God or source or whatever you want to call it, is the only singular source of supply, and it's infinite source of supply. So if you accept that idea, you are a match to it. If you are matched to that idea, therefore there's no limit to what you can receive. Do you guys make the connection? Very good. So I want to give you, I want to offer you my perspective of prosperity or my definition, the way I see it. Definitely there are so many other perspectives, so many other definitions, but I want to offer you mine and I will break it down for you. So to me, prosperity is a mental state. Forget about what else is there. It's a mental state of being whole and complete, free and empowered, 4 key words, without needing anything and yet having everything that you need. I will repeat. Prosperity is the mental state of being whole and complete, free and empowered, without needing anything and yet having everything that you need. It's a paradox. This can only be accomplished when you are one with your source. This is where I first introduced to you the metaphysic definition of prosperity. So let me break it down for you. So the core elements in here is whole and complete, meaning you are not lacking anything, you're not broken, you are not limited in any way, shape, or form, physically, mentally, or emotionally. This is number one. You are free, therefore you can choose anything, you can have anything, you can be anything, and you are empowered. And empowerment doesn't come from outside, it always comes from inside. So let me break it down to you. When you are in a state of prosperity, when you are prosperity and you say that, you declare that I am prosperity, the feeling of it is power. It's sheer power. Nothing else can define it. Prosperity means power. You have it. You have satisfaction, you have joy. It all comes circling around power. But the instant feeling with prosperity is power. What the follow-up feeling to that is gratitude. So if you have prosperity, you have power, you are grateful in your heart. Not grateful lip service, no. Grateful like, yes, recognition, I have this, I'm so grateful to it, my heart is full. The state that you are in, the mental state that you are in is contentment. And contentment is higher than satisfaction. Contentment means I don't need anything. Where I am, I'm whole and complete, I'm full, I don't need anything, and I have everything I need. It's beyond satisfaction. The action that you need to take, 5 actions in this state of prosperity. Number one, recognition. You are recognizing prosperity in yourself and in others and everywhere that you go. Number two, association. If I see Elon Musk, successful entrepreneur, I see him, I could recognize him, therefore that's a seed. I can recognize the seed within myself to have the same. I am same, I'm equal to him because I was able to recognize it. Guys, if I'm speaking Chinese, you will not understand me. You can understand me because I'm speaking the same language that you can recognize. It has the same concept. So recognition. Number two, association. You associate yourself with it. Number three, demanding. And that is back to your relationship with source. You say, hey, God, help me out. Like I see Kathy, she's a multimillionaire. I need to be multimillionaire as well. So what can we do in here? Work with me so I can get there faster. So you are demanding that. And with prosperity, you need to have that energy of demand. Not demanding it from other people. It's an energy. You are commanding it to come, and it will come when you're commanding it. And number 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4, giving it. Prosperity, when you want to receive it, you want first, before you receive it, you have to give it first. And then number 5, receiving it. Receiving comes the last. All the other steps comes before, and I will expand on this next session. I will go into very much detail about all of that. I will repeat: recognition, association, demanding, giving, and then receiving. The image of prosperity is the image of plenty. You see a lot of whatever. Love, lots of love. Money, lots of money. Happiness, lots of laughter. So green, lots of green. The image of prosperity is plenty and flourish. The quality of the person who is in a state of prosperity is always generosity. It's an association with it. And finally, the overall experience is ultimate freedom. A person with a state of mind of prosperity, they are completely free. So if they are free, they cannot be sad, they cannot be worried, they cannot be free, like nothing. None of that exists in them. Any question about my definition? Sanaz?
Could you please repeat the first two, recognition and association? What does that mean exactly? What is the difference between recognition and association? Yep.
So recognition is that, yes, I see, I recognize. I see there's an airplane. I recognize that this is an airplane. Association, yeah, I can fly inside an airplane, or I can fly an airplane, or I can buy an airplane, or I can rent something to do with it. But recognition is just that you're acknowledging that this thing exists, or you can see it, you know it, you know about it. But association, it's a little bit closer relationship. You dive a little bit deeper with it. As you go deeper into the steps, you are diving even deeper inside prosperity as a concept, and then as a feeling, and then as a state of being. Make sense?
Thank you. Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Catherine, you stayed up.
I stayed up and I'm sitting in the dark outside. It's really nice here. The demanding, I do understand what you're saying in regards to energy, but could you elaborate on that a bit?
Yeah. So when you are in a state of prosperity, meaning you don't need, for example, let's say you have a bill, $5,000, you want to pay it, right? And you are operating from a state of prosperity. When you are in that state, you don't need anything, and yet everything that you need is coming to you. So for you to complete that energetic circle, you say, hey, I want this, I want it now, or I want it in the next hour, or I want it today. Something magical happens. It shows up for you exactly the way you want it, when you want it. This has to be experienced for you guys to recognize, to be able to understand it. But to demand it, meaning I have done everything, I feel worthy of it, therefore it's my right to receive it. You know, when you go to the airport and you have been waiting in the line, you are demanding resolution. You don't want to wait even further. You say, when am I gonna, pass through the security checks or whatever? Wherever you go, have an experience that you feel entitled, you feel it's your right, you demand, you ask for it. Same here. But the demanding here is very subtle, and it's a natural thing. You are not saying, hey, I am Fatima, I'm demanding this. No. It's an energy that you hold. Some people, when they enter the room, they command the room. The energy is so big, so present, they demand respect without opening their mouth. Same happens with prosperity. When you do the above, and I will go a little bit deeper inside more steps and stuff that you guys can do, the demand and the command is just natural, just comes with it. People cannot deny you, so to speak. Universe cannot deny you when you are operating from that state. Make sense?
Yeah, totally. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Kevin, my friend. So good to see you.
Good to see you too, Fatima. So I have a question on this energetic circle you said.
Yeah.
You said you do not want anything, but you have everything. But what's the purpose of the goal then?
Yeah, that's a very, very, very good question. Just not to confuse everyone, I will leave the question toward the end, because once I go through everything, it will become more clearer for everyone. This question will take us on to another track, which we will lose the purpose of the call. But that's an excellent question. Kevin, do you mind parking it for later? Yeah, Carol also, she had a question she sent to me. I want to address it as well. So I want you to understand this. There is a main difference between material prosperity and spiritual prosperity. Here's the difference. With material prosperity, you are possessing stuff and accumulating stuff. For example, I have one pen, I buy another, and then another, and then another, and then I say I have prosperity in pens. I have to get into the act of accumulation and then ownership of it, therefore I have. With the spiritual prosperity, once you recognize the source and you are one with the source, you are in connection with the source, therefore whatever source has is yours. This is really, guys, deep. I want you to get it. Therefore, the material prosperity is only a tiny part of the spiritual prosperity. You guys get this? I'll repeat. The material prosperity is the act of accumulating stuff, gold, money, furniture, houses, cars, whatever, clothes, whatever, food, anything. The spiritual prosperity, it's not none of that. You don't need to accumulate. Why? Because you have everything. You don't need anything. And everything that you need, you will have, or you already have. Once you recognize that my source of supply is source, God, and you are one with God, you are in the house of God, you don't need to possess or accumulate or do anything, because what you need will be given to you when you need it. It's a different relationship. It's completely based on trust. And I wish that for you. I want that for you. So the spiritual prosperity is bigger, deeper, wider, whatever you call it, in relationship with source. So you say, okay, how do I connect with source? How do I become one with it? You start first by recognizing that, by accepting this idea that there's only one source of supply, and instead of me dealing with the dealership, I go to the factory. Similar idea. And instead of me going to buy water from, I don't know, the supermarket, I will go to the river, I will go to the lake, I will go to the ocean, for example. You go to source. When you go to source, there's plenty. If there's plenty, you don't need to worry about anything. This is just to simplify the concept for you. The next concept is very deep. I want you also to get it. There is correlation, direct correlation between how much prosperity you will receive and experience in your life with how much prosperity you are willing to accept and then receive. This is another paradox idea. I will repeat. There's a direct correlation between how much prosperity you will receive. You will actually receive money, cars, relationship, lover, health, whatever, an experience in your life in all areas of prosperity, to the degree how much you are willing to accept and then receive in terms of prosperity. You guys get this? You will say, oh no, Fatima, I want a ton of money. I want to become a millionaire, a billionaire. I want 10 cars. I want 10 houses. Yeah. I hear you. It's all lip service. When we dig deep, you don't really want it. Why? Because you haven't accepted the idea yet. And this is the internal work that you guys need to do. If you accept the idea of prosperity, then it will be given to you. To the degree how much you accept, this is how much you will receive. If your bank account is not overflowing with money, this is how much you have accepted. It's harsh, I know. When I realized this, it was a slap on my face. So I get it. It's very, very harsh. I used to have a difficult relationship with my husband. Like sometimes I wanted to kill the guy. No. Metaphorically, right? You guys get the idea. Anyways, so I realized the amount of prosperity that I was not willing to accept, this is what I was complaining about. But how much I accepted, this is how much I experienced. And then the other factor of it, which I will explain, is to spend it, to spend prosperity. And I will teach you how to spend that. But if you wrestle with this idea, if I want 10 more clients, have I accepted 10 more clients as an idea first, as a prosperous idea first? If you did, you will have. If you want a lover in your life, if you want a relationship, did I accept, as a person, am I willing and able to accept this idea? If you did, this is how much prosperity you will receive. This is one factor of it. And then the spending part of it. And I will teach you about that, as I told you. You guys get this? Questions about this? No? Okay. So what if I told you if prosperity doesn't have any feeling? Fatima, you're killing us. What do you mean prosperity doesn't have any feeling? You just told us that the feeling associated with prosperity is freedom. The feeling associated with prosperity is of joy, of power. What do you mean? You just said that, and now you're telling me that there is no feeling associated with it? Yes. The only feeling that is associated with prosperity and equally poverty is the feeling that you give it to it. Because universal concepts, they don't have feelings. We give them feelings. We create feelings for them. By the feeling that you are creating, either you are on the track of prosperity to attract it to you, you are in the frequency, or you are off the track. You guys get this? This is really, really deep, I know. Okay, good. So what is poverty? Let's talk about poverty. So we have prosperity. Let's talk about the opposite. In your point of view, what is the definition, or how would you define poverty? Yes, Sanaz.
I think that's exactly the opposite, like that mental state of believing you are not whole and complete and resourceful and free and empowered, all these things. Yeah. There is a gap, there is something lacking, something needs to be fixed or.
That's correct. That's really, really correct. Thank you, Shoshana. How are you, my friend? You're muted.
Unmute, okay. The first thing that came to me was really lack and limitation, because almost everything else that we could describe would fall in those categories. And that lack and limitation really comes from a sense of us being separate, as opposed to feeling that we are supported and connected to the resources in the universe.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you. So poverty really is the state of being poor. And United Nations, they identified being extremely poor. That's poverty. And they have the line of poverty and all stages of poverty and everything else. Kathy, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So poverty is also associated, like prosperity, with material things. It's associated with having less stuff, less positions, less money, less resources. Then we say we have poverty. My humble definition of poverty is hunger. So anyone is lacking prosperous ideas, prosperous thinking, prosperous behavior, prosperous stuff. They are hungry in one area of their life. They are experiencing poverty in that area. So one of the laws of the universe is the law of polarity. We cannot have prosperity without having poverty. Impossible. We cannot. Can we have more prosperity than poverty? 100%. It's a work in progress, and this is the scale that you want to manage. But definitely, if you are experiencing lack and limitation in some areas of life, for your life, the good news is that the prosperity is coming. So this is number one. The other part that you want to look at, what I have done to activate poverty in this area of my life. Finance, health, relationships, spirituality, well-being, whatever area that you are concerned with. But consider, I put the word hunger. Hunger is a positive word. Hunger has drive in it. If I'm hungry, therefore I'm proactive. I'm seeking solution to feed that hunger. I'm not passive. The state of poverty in the world, what's happening, people are passive. They say, I'm poor, government help me, charity help me, give me, In personal development, people don't want to do the work. They want you to give them the solution. It doesn't work. That's poverty in thinking, right? So I will take you also through an exercise that you can identify that for you, but you want to recognize that both prosperity and poverty, it starts first where? In the thinking. Here's the dangerous part. thinking that you have right now about anything is not yours. You know that. It was passed on to you and then reconditioned, and it's being conditioned daily through media, through the government, through the news, through your associations, to feed a certain purpose, which is poverty. Because if you are in a state of prosperity, you don't need a government, right? You don't need bankers. You don't need anybody. You don't need school system. You don't need health system. You're whole and complete. You can tap into source and you can activate whatever it is that you want. That's a true skill that if you learn it, then you literally become so dangerous. That's why they're hammering us with ideas. So you want to ask yourself, who and what is drilling and which idea they are drilling inside my head. That's really, really key. Your friend who loves you to death, but they say, you know what, you have to be safe, man. You can't spend all your money, you know, you have to be cautious. Maybe that's an idea that's not in harmony with the prosperity that you are about to explore. Once you can recognize that, then you have a moral obligation to ask yourself, what am I going to do about that? I have an idea, was told to me. It's not mine. I did not originate that idea. It was given to me by Ezekiel, for example. What am I going to do about that? Am I going to accept it, reject it, do something with it, build on it? That is a true state of power. So when COVID hit, nobody questioned anything, right? And now recession is happening, which is recession is real. It already happened, it already started, but we can change it, and we can change it. But what ideas are you accepting to do that, right? Okay. A person truly transforms when they start to believe into a new possibility, to understand that they can be, do, and have truly anything they want as a possibility, not as a fact. The minute the person knows that it's possible for me also to do that, they become another animal. They become truly unstoppable. All they need to do is to hold into that possibility. This is all. And work on it, build it so it doesn't go away. But truly transformation happens when possibility is presented. How can you present a possibility if you are not coming from a state of prosperity? For yourself first, before you coach and train others or work with others or do anything inside your life. So truly the idea of possibility, if you accept it, that is possible, prosperity, sorry, that is possible for you, that you and God are friends, you know, buddies. Hey, God, can you help me out? I need this thing. Can you finish this thing for me? If you establish that kind of connection, if not God, universe, if not universe, energy, whatever you want to call it, if you know that there's a backup and you are backed up by a bigger force, infinite supply, then truly you believe different things are possible for you. And this is all I want for you, to start thinking from that perspective. What you do with it, how far you go, is completely up to you. None of what I'm saying involve risking or spending or doing anything outside what you are already doing. This is all in the realm of thoughts. Questions? No? Okay. So I will quickly tell you the elements of prosperity, but we will go deeper into them next time. Number one, elements of prosperity, meaning anyone can perform in any single element of those. I have 5. They can experience prosperity. one element alone. You don't need the whole 5 together. So if you perform from element number 1, you will experience prosperity in that element and a little bit around it as well. It will be so contagious that you don't want to stop. Like me, I'm not stopping. So I want that for you. Number 1, mindset. This is number 1 element. Number 2 is mood. Mood is a little bit deeper and bigger than your feelings. Number 3, your awareness. Number 4, extremely important, your reaction. Probably the most important one is your reaction, and then your application. I will repeat: mindset, mood, awareness, reaction, and application. I know you guys want to know more about these, but it's disservice to you to just, give you lip service right now in here, but we need another full session to go in detail in each one of them. Any brief question about these elements? It's pretty obvious, right? So back to the spiritual prosperity and material prosperity. What's the main difference? I told you, this is material, this is limited, this is unlimited. Here you are possessing stuff. Here you are connected to the source. You have a direct pipeline. One key distinction, maybe if you can draw an image inside your mind, the spiritual prosperity has God or source as the center of creation. So it's God-centric, meaning everything else goes around it. The material prosperity has ego in its center. So it's egocentric. Everything goes around it. Therefore, the material prosperity, you can have material, you can have money. If it's not linked with source, you lack fulfillment. You're always hustling, you're always worried, like you need to insure everything. You're afraid that you will lose everything that you got. But when you're linked with the God-centric prosperity in spirituality, even if you lost it, it wasn't yours anyway. If it's lost, it's lost. You can have double, like you're not so concerned. It's easy, like you tap into it, you have it. You don't need insurance, you need to worry, you don't need anything. Yes, a strategy for sure, application for sure. You need to work with the physical realm for sure, but there is no element of hustle. There is no element of worry. You need to be ruthless. None of that. You are at ease. You are loving. You are spending prosperity. You are giving prosperity. You guys get this? This is one of the key distinctions I was able to discover for myself. Shying away from ego and being aware of that and tapping more into having everything. This is not religion. This is only spirituality. This is really prosperity, money, whatever you want to call it. Tapping into God-centric prosperity type. Questions? Comments? Okay. Next point is really key. If you believe you are a spiritual being, some people believe they are an animal, like they are a physical being. They are not spiritual beings. If you believe you are a spiritual being and money is material, you will never attract it inside your life. If you were to attract it, it will be with force, it will be with manipulation, it will be with hustle, it will be with hard work, it will be with so many other factors. You have to lower your dignity, you have to lower your self-esteem in order to be able to do it. You have to step over your values. If you believe you are a spiritual being and money, wealth, whatever is spiritual, connection instantly happens. Why? Because you both are the same nature. You cannot attract your life anything that you are not one with, anything that you are not in nature with. You guys get this? This is truly key. So I would examine my beliefs around wealth, around money? Do I think money what? Money is what? What are my ideas around money? What are my beliefs around wealth? What are my beliefs around having plenty? What are my beliefs about myself, you know? And then am I attracting or I am repelling? What am I doing? And you want to filter that for yourself. So how to condition your mind to prosperity? Guys, am I going too fast? I don't want to run out of time. Okay, good. 4 points, how to condition your mind to prosperity. This is an application you can apply today, right now. Number 1, by loving the idea of prosperity. How? Positively and completely. Fatima, would love be negative? Yes. Love, if it's based on need, it's negative in nature. Completely means it's unconditional. So if it comes little bit, you are loving it. If it comes in plenty, you are loving it. It's not the relationship we have with our spouses. No, it's different, right? So number 1, how you condition your mind to prosperity, by loving the idea of prosperity positively and completely. Number 2, very key, by recognizing it everywhere. So when you pass the bank next time, you say, wow, I wonder how many billions are in this bank. And just think about that for a minute or two. When you pass, you know, a park or a tree, say, wow, how many leaves are on this tree? How many drops of water I have in my cup? And you start making things, you know, in association with plenty. So you start recognizing prosperity everywhere. Number 3, this is key, difficult to do, by blessing those who have it, including your enemies, people who hurt you, people who you want to wrap their head, people who did you wrong. You want to bless what they have. So if you see, for example, one of your competitors in the marketplace that are doing well, be happy for them. Genuinely inside your heart, be happy for them. Say, wow, I'm so excited for this person. I'm so grateful that they are doing what they are doing. This is tough to do. This is not easy to do. You need to train yourself to be able to do it. You will be a different person if you practice this. So when you see, this is especially in business, when someone is taking your deal from your hand, like you have been working on a deal, you work very, very hard, and then your colleague or your competitor, they are coming and grabbing that deal and they are winning it after you have given them some information. It's tough. How can you be happy for them? How can you still bless them? That's prosperity, because you are recognizing that their prosperity is yours. There is no separation. Why? Because you're connected with source. Source cannot separate. It only includes. Because it includes, you are included in the prosperity that source has. Do you guys get this? But when I say, oh, I'm so jealous, Roger has this car I don't have. How come, you know, it's so easy for him? The minute I start thinking that, I'm repelling prosperity from myself. Number 4, by fully and completely accepting the idea of prosperity. Many people, they struggle with accepting their worthiness to be successful, accepting the idea that they are beautiful, that they are worthy, that they are good people, that they deserve. So when they don't do that, they don't receive prosperity. It's a complete ecosystem. You think it has to do only with money. It doesn't. Like when we do something off some other areas, it just show up in here as well. So truly loving yourself as you are, for everything that you are. If you have difficulty with loving yourself, you can accept yourself to begin with. Excuse me. When you fully accept yourself and you are only energy, prosperity is also energy because it's an idea, then there's no separation. Then you can attract more of it. When you honor yourself, when you respect yourself, when you treat yourself in a certain way, you will demonstrate that behavior with also the idea of prosperity. It's all relationships, right? So in those four, you can condition your mind to prosperity. This is what I did, guys, when I was in the darkest moment in my life, that nothing was working, everything was going downhill. Like, these are the things that I did in secret. People, I wouldn't even dare to tell anybody because this was all crazy. And this is what changed everything for me. I don't need even to work for money. Money is chasing me. I don't need to work for deals. Deals are, and so on. Like, I can go on and on. Okay. I don't care how hard you work and how good of a person you are. But if you nest poverty ideas, thoughts, behaviors, and emotions and feelings, you will attract poverty. It's as simple as that. It's like 1 + 1 = 2. It has nothing to do, like, it doesn't discriminate. Prosperity and poverty, they don't discriminate. If you nest the nature of that idea, you will attract to your life. This is how it shows up. Number 1, you will have some poverty in these 8 areas of your life. You can examine it. You can test it for yourself. Number 1, poverty with money. You will struggle with it. It's not enough. There is lack. There's always hustle. There's always hard work. Number 2, with resources. Like, you will experience that your resources are not enough. You want to hire somebody, but the person is not there, you know. You want to pay for something. You don't have enough money to pay for it. Number 3, in your relationships. Guilty, I admit. Number 4, in your experiences. Like, even when you go in vacation, like, you're not so happy. You feel something is missing. Number 5, in your well-being. Thoughts, like physical, spiritual, and mental. Number 6, in your performance and results. Like, you are starting a business venture is not working. It's not going the way you want it to go. You are guaranteed that you are nesting some negative or some ideas about, like, poverty ideas somewhere, or you are demonstrating it by behavior. Number 7, fulfillment and satisfaction. And number 8, the most important one, how you see yourself and how you feel about yourself. So every time you don't feel good, you want to look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, Fatima, are you nesting some poverty, badass ideas, feelings? What the hell are you doing? And you correct yourself. Do you guys want me to repeat them? Again, I will repeat: money, resources. These are the areas that when you are nesting some poverty ideas or feelings or moods or reactions or behavior, these are the areas that they are showing up in: money, resources, relationships, experiences, well-being, mental, physical, and spiritual, performance and results, fulfillment and satisfaction, and last one, the most important one, how you see yourself and how you feel about yourself. By the way, how you see yourself is your confidence will be down. How you feel about yourself will be your self-esteem, also will be affected as a result of nesting poverty, thoughts, moods, reactions, behaviors, the 5 elements that I told you about. Yes, Kathy, my friend, I have a question.
I do have a question. Let's see, how am I gonna, well, I'll just ask it and then we can work with it. So if these are the things that you worked with and shifted, the awareness of what you were nurturing that wasn't working for you? Did that come through your work with your mentor, or was there?
So I read lots of books, and many of the books they are saying, oh, you have to think positive. Okay, I'm thinking positive, man. Like, I'm the most positive person I know, but it's not happening. And I was thinking, okay, what's happening? What's going on? And this is not 1 year, guys. This is, I think this process started all the way from 2019. And then ups and down, and nothing was working. I knew I have to shift. The self-image script didn't work, the affirmation didn't work, and I tried them. One of my mentors, who is Bob Proctor, he told me to write 100 times one affirmation. I did that. It didn't work, so I dropped it. You know, something shifted because I knew I'm committed to transformation, but that was not working. Through my meditation, through my work, and I do lots of reflection, I realized that it's not working because it's not God-centric. I was swimming in the wrong track for me. Make sense, Kathy? The minute I made everything God-centric, everything corrected. And I realized that self-image alone, for example, one activity alone cannot fix it for me. Affirmation by itself cannot fix it for me. And some people will read the text, and then I read it, like so many authors, and they're saying increase your awareness, increase your consciousness. What the hell does that mean? Someone gives me an action steps, how can I increase my consciousness? No one did that. So I had to go into a trial and error and put a track for myself. I say, okay, this thing I will try for 7 days, and then I write observation. I will see what happens. And through that process, this thing evolved. And when I look back and I debrief it on pages, like, I realize, okay, this is what I have done, and this is what I can confidently say that this is working, because it's worked for me. Especially for those who are not spiritual, who are analytical, guilty. Like, I perform on my right brain, not left brain, 100%. I need to analyze everything. I need to understand in steps. So this was not working for me. I need to find a way, and this is what I did. I find my personal experience with mentorship, majority of my mentors, and I'm not blaming or anything, they will tell me the thing, and then I struggle with it, and I ask questions, and then I get nowhere. Do you get what I'm saying? Still, I realize I have to do the reflection. I have to do the internal work myself. So the way to do it, to say, okay, Kathy, she's saying this is true. Let me test it. Let me apply it and then test it. If it's true, kudos to Kathy, I will continue to apply. If it's not, then what could be possibly the way? If Kathy generated $100,000 in her business, what she says she did is that she changed her thinking. Okay, let me try that out. And then I will track, and then I will test, and then I will have a formula. I work with formulas. Does that answer your question, Kathy?
It does. Thank you. Very good. Thank you.
Very, very good. Sanaz?
Sorry, could you please repeat that fact that you said you realized during after all the steps that you took? What was the main realization that you achieved? I think I didn't follow that one.
When you are on the right track, results happen like this instantly. This is how you know you are on the right track. So when I was doing what my other mentors were telling me, I was doing it. I was, first of all, not feeling good. It was new information, but also results were not showing up. So again, I have to go back and see, okay, I'm doing something wrong. What am I doing wrong? Let me fix it, right? This way of thinking already, it has a problem because it suggests that I'm not doing it right, and put me on a search for wanting to understand what is the right way, what are the steps, let me know so I can apply. When I stop and say, okay, they are saying this is the way. These books that I'm reading, they are saying change your thinking or do this or do that. And I do, and then I don't see the result. I come back and ask myself, and then I journal, and then I find a formula for myself. And then I go and apply the formula, and then I track it. 7 days, 21 days, 40 days, and then see, oh, wow, this works. Results are coming, definitely works. For example, with my, this campaign, this workshop, Anatomy of Wealth, initially it was one price only, and this is marketing, this is not spirituality. You guys are okay with that? I will quickly say about it. So it was one price, $98 for a workshop. You attend, you pay, you attend, you get the workshop. And then I changed the strategy to 3 pricing, and I increased the value. Guess what? The workshop was sold instantly. This is the second one I'm doing in the same month. So this is an indication by the results that I'm getting, but by the feedback that I'm receiving, this is an indication that this works. So the way to do it, repeat it again and see if the second time works, and then the third time works, the fourth time works, then you have a formula. Make sense?
Yes, thank you. And you mean the realization was something different from the previous learnings and teachings, or it was just completing each other, like connecting the dots kind of thing?
So if I accept any mentor's idea as the potential truth, so there's truth in it and I'm not having it, where's the gap? And then go back and find the gap for me, not for like this, what they are saying is the truth, that this thing works. Okay, great. Mine is not working. Okay, fine. How can I go back? This journey of going back and figuring out, this is what, what I went through.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Thank you.
But I never questioned throughout my journey. Later on, when I came to know, I questioned them. But during the time that I was in a relationship with my mentors, and I had many of them, I never questioned what they're saying. So I took it as the potential truth, and I worked my way to apply what they're saying and find the results for myself, and then take it from there. Now I found a better way, and this is how it's supposed to be. With prosperity, there's always an element of increase. So if you are learning from a mentor, by law, you should be better than them. Not better because you are a better person, no, because you are building from what they have. If you are less than them, you haven't learned anything. If you are like them, you haven't grown. By law, you have to exceed what they are doing. Make sense?
I need to reflect on it, because yes, makes sense what you said. I have to go deeper for sure.
Yeah, I'm aware. If my mentor, for example, this is just example. If my mentor, let's say I earn only $1,000 a month, and I hire a mentor, and they're earning $10,000 a month. If I aim to produce only 10,000, I'm not growing. If I produce less than 10,000, I haven't learned. If I learned from my mentor, my results should be 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000. Why? Because I hired them so I can get a shortcut. So my results, by law, it has to, by the law of increase, it has to surpass what they are producing. But this is, nobody's talking about that in the industry. They want you to continue to go back, and this is to go back and learn from them and go back and study with them because you are broken. Right? This is what they're telling you. Anyways, so I think I will leave the rest for next time. One thing I want to leave you with, that prosperity requires, you want to understand this mental and physical action. So if today or tonight, until we meet next time, anything you want to do, you want to understand this, that I need to apply mental application to this, what I'm learning, and a physical demonstration of what I'm learning. Otherwise, what's the point? Yeah. And then the rest we will do next time, because I want to leave some, I have a homework for you. And then I want to leave some room for questions if you guys have questions. Let me give you your assignments. These assignments are for you, not for me. If you do them and you find results, please post in the Facebook so everyone gets encouraged and they can learn more as they are reading from one another. Number one, the assignments are aimed to increase your consciousness of prosperity, right? I want you to write your own idea of prosperity. What does prosperity means to me? Not what Fatima says, not what this book is saying, not what my mentor is saying. Me, this person. What does prosperity means to me? You want to write about that. Okay, number 2. Okay, you don't want to say, oh, it means spiritual prosperity. You want to expand on that. Half a page, 1 page. The more you do, the more realization you will have. Number 2, how am I going to recognize prosperity today? So this should be your daily task. You write it on an index card or somewhere on your mirror, so you can go back and say, okay, am I recognizing prosperity? Because you attract what you recognize. When you recognize, you associate. When you associate, it becomes inevitable for you. Okay, so number 3, what prosperous thoughts I can nest in my mind about X. X is your goal, whatever goal that you have. You want to move to a different city, you want to attract a partner, you want to increase your sales, whatever that you want to accomplish, you want to ask yourself, what prosperous thoughts I can nest today? I can nest today. So deliberately you are choosing your thoughts about that thing. And finally, if my idea of prosperity is to have plenty of money, it's valid, nothing wrong with that. I love money. I want more of it all the time so I can spend more of it. What is the purpose of money in my life? This is one of the key questions that I have inside my workshop for the participants as well. If my idea of prosperity is plenty of money, which is valid, what is the purpose of money inside my life or in my life? Okay, so these are assignments to help you increase your consciousness, your awareness. This is how I work with myself. Kathy, she asked the question, how did I do this? I am my best mentor. I am my own best coach. No one can coach me the way I coach myself, and I'm very disciplined. So these questions, if my mentor is giving me, like religiously every single day, I will write about them. I will do them every single day. You know, if I skip a day, I will go back and do it without feeling bad, without blaming myself, without hurting myself. No, I know that this will help me increase my consciousness. Okay, this is helping me. I'm doing what is helping me. So, and it is a process. Consider 30, 40, 50, 60 years, you guys have been nesting some ideas that are not a match to the life that you want to create. It takes some time, it takes some discipline, some diligence, you know, with these things that that you have in hand. Thank you so much for your time. I know we said an hour, we're a little bit over the hour, so I will stay behind for you guys if you have questions. I will do my best to post the recording ASAP so you can go back and listen. We will cover the rest of it next time. When, I don't know, I'll check my schedule and then I will announce another time. But do the assignments and post inside the group, because when you spend prosperity, this is what you will get, right? Okay, so if you need to drop, you drop. If you need to stay for your question, let me have it. No questions? Okay, cool. Thank you, everyone. I hope this was helpful. Remember, if you want to participate in the draw, I will draw the names tomorrow evening. You only need to touch your heart and see who could benefit from this community and invite only one person. If you invited 2, you will get 2 chances. 3, you'll get 3 chances, but you only have to do 1. And whatever ticket that you have, you will be upgraded. If you don't have a ticket, you will receive a ticket. If you have proximity, you will be refunded as my gift to what you did. These are the rules. I just love to give. All right, Shoshana, what's your question, my dear?
I find this interesting because I started in actually July 8th delving into this with a whole new relationship with money. Okay. And I found that, I guess in a way, the things that I was doing, like envisioning what changes I would like to have in the world and things like this, was kind of like building a vibrational bank account for me, so that there was changes in my life, like the trajectory changed and there's more ease. Okay. But I think all of us have one thing that seems to be the main block to really feel absolutely connected to source. And for me, that, I've been really, this is part of what I've been grappling with all month. Okay. I'm asking myself so many questions, writing and all different colors of markers, and really enjoying my time sitting and committing to this. So what happens when there's just this one thing that seems so insurmountable about how to connect to source, or not connect, but feel that oneness once and for all?
So here's my short answer, short version, to put you at ease and also applicable. You will receive prosperity by spending it. The more you spend prosperity, you will receive the same nature of what you're spending. What you're asking for is connection and relationship with source, with God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it. So God is actually also in me, also inside your neighbor. It's also inside your son. It's also inside everything that is around you. Can you establish a connection with these people around you that you can recognize God in them, because there is no separation? It's a practice for you. Once you do that, and you do that often, the connection will become instant. The toughest people to connect with are the people who hurt us, who did us wrong. And that was the part that I didn't cover tonight. But if you accomplish that, you are on the fast track to prosperity. Everything will come to you. It's exactly someone who's driving on the highway and are running out of gas, but they don't need to worry because the government put 5 gas stations along their path. There is a gas station with supermarket, with free cleaning services, all of that kind of shit, right? So if you manage to establish a connection between whatever it is that you want and you call prosperity, and give it, like spend it first, then you are open to receive of the same nature. Make sense? Don't entertain an idea that's a poverty thinking that, okay, I'm not having ease, or I have difficulty connecting with source, therefore I don't have it. No.
I know that, because it's just it to me just doesn't feel consistent. Like, I have many nights at the end of the day, I'm satisfied with what I did in the day, and I have this deep sense of inner peace. Okay. But then there's always something that could come and trigger it. Okay. That it doesn't stay. Yeah. And but I'm experiencing more of this. It's just not the consistency. And I'm aware when I'm off and when I'm on.
That's brilliant. You just keep being on the same track. You will continue to do, even if you are not consistent, at least you are doing it. So don't give yourself a hard time. This is not a boot camp. This is establishing a relationship with source. So you have to, it's just back and forth until all of a sudden, the day that you expected the least, you will be joyfully surprised with a connection. And then you will never lose it.
Thank you.
No problem. More about this will be inside the workshop. You are coming, so you are in for a real treat.
Yeah.
So, but stay with this idea. go back and watch the recording. I will do my best to schedule the next meeting so we can build on what we discussed and we continue the conversation, so I can carry on and teach you how to receive and how to spend and all of that. So, but you started, the fire is ignited, which is good. You stay with it.
Yes.
You nurture it until it becomes an enormous, gigantic fire that nobody can stop for you. All right. Ezekiel, my friend, so good to see you.
Thank you, Fatima. So really, the point where you said about the ego and the material prosperity, like for example, last year I was focusing a lot, with the crypto and all of that, and I hit my goal, which was the 100K per month. So I said, okay, if I can do this, then I can do anything, right? But then I kind of backed and stopped doing it, because I let my ego like control my thoughts and my decisions. So then I said, it's easy, but it wasn't easy because I was like pushing myself so hard to do it. But then I did it. And as you said, if it's not from the source, then I will feel like a withdrawal, like a lack. Like, what if I don't do this? So it didn't feel natural. It felt like pushed. So I understand now, but how can I receive in a different way that I don't need to push?
Yeah, you make God the center or source the center of what you're doing, and you spend of the same nature of the thing that you want to receive, even if you don't have it. That's challenging, especially with people who want more money, but they don't have money to spend. So then this is where you activate your creativity and say, okay, I want to spend, I want to receive this prosperity. What are the steps? I need to recognize it. I need to associate with it. And then I need to, demand it. There's a psychological shift that happens, and I will discuss this in greater detail, when you move from one step to another, from one stage to another, all the way to the point that you are receiving it. Before receive it, you have to spend it first. Many will say, how can I spend what I don't have? Well, if you're operating from prosperity, as my definition, you already have it.
Yeah, and you know what? Was that last year when I was going on trips and I was, having these mentors about the trading and all of that, I could feel it, all the time. But like all of the sudden, something happened, something switched, and it shifted. I mean, I could only see lack, scarcity,
Because it's all, so the egocentric is all me, right? Not in a bad way. I'm not saying that. I was the same way, by the way. This is for everyone. The egocentric is all about winning. I want to accomplish because I want the next title. I want the next accolade. It's all about me, how I look, my status, my reputation, my position. It's all about it. It has that energy. The God-centric, I don't give a shit. Forgive my language. I don't care. Why? Because I'm in service. Who's my back? Who's having my back? God or universe have my back. I don't need to worry. For those who have children, your child is paying rent? No. Do they pay for food? No. They go to the mall, they spend all the money that they want. They know you will provide. Same thing. I put myself in the house of God, so to speak. I put myself in the arms of God, and this is part of that prayer that I wrote in the past. So if I'm in the arms of God, what am I doing hustling? If I hustle, I say, I don't trust you. Right? When I say, Ezekiel, show me your credit score, show me your bank statement, that means I don't trust you. But if I'm taking you for your word, and your word is enough, and I see God in you, I don't need any of that. And I'm not saying be naive. I have contracts for everything inside my life. Like in business, you will get betrayed like nobody's business. That's not what I'm saying. It's a mental state that you are in first, and then you do the mechanic of what you need to do inside your business and inside your life. Make sense, Ezekiel? But if you're coming from a place of God-centric, it's not about you, it's about the source. and you're spinning. So if you can see this, you are spinning in the track of it by source being the center, then you don't need to worry about anything. You're not concerned about anything. Okay, when you are the center, where are you spinning? Nowhere. You cannot spin. You are the center. That's why it's so much hard work.
And it's exhausting.
It's very much exhausting. And you go nowhere. It takes a toll on your bank account, on your health, on your mental well-being, on your relationship. Because it's coming from scarcity and poverty thinking. It's not coming from prosperity thinking.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm so glad to have you. Carol, my friend.
Hello.
Hey. Ask your question, my dear, so everyone can benefit from it.
Well, my question is that I had a little upset here at work with this guy, and so I'm trying to recover. But let me just get it up here. My question is, how do I maintain my mindset in abundance and in a millionaire mindset when I'm looking at a menu and I want something and I need to choose something of lesser value because I have not manifested that yet? How do I maintain my millionaire mindset when I'm having to make choices?
That's a brilliant question. And remember, in prosperity, one of the stage is the demonstration, the behavior part of it. Why would I set myself up for failure to go and examine and experience that kind of emotion? If I know right now in this very moment, all I have in my wallet is $5, I'm not gonna go into a high-end restaurant. If I'm going to go for whatever reason, I will say, you know what? I'm good. I'm choosing in this very moment to do X, despite what I like. And it's a conscious decision. And
okay, yeah, that's good. It. Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But there is two different fields of energy. When you want something and you feel bad and pity because you cannot afford it, versus you want it, you know you are prosperous despite the number that you have in your wallet, and you are making a conscious decision because it's a strategic decision.
Okay, that's good.
This takes power away from you. This gives you power.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
No problem. And in general, before reaching to that stage, you have to spend what you want to receive. If you want to receive more money, even this is not for Carol, this is for everyone. When I had nothing, literally, like I was struggling to pay my credit card bill, I will still donate. I will still buy food and I give it to a person in the street. You know, I will still, when they ask me when I pay on the screen my grocery bill, would you like to donate $1? I will say, yes, I can afford $1. I will not die if I paid $1. So the act of me doing that, and in the moment that I'm doing, I'm recognizing I'm rich, I'm prosperous, I'm so grateful that I'm able to contribute into somebody else's well-being, and you send that energy off, that brings more to you.
Yes, I get it. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. So we are way above the hour. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. I really sincerely appreciate you. So I will post the recording as soon as I can. And I will also post the next meeting, hopefully soon, inside the Facebook, so we can carry on the conversation. If you have still questions, either drop them inside the Facebook, or you can hold into them until next time. But I truly want you to go on a journey in the next, I don't know, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, whatever, 3 weeks, and say, you know what, I want to operate from this understanding of prosperity where I need anything, it comes to me because I don't need it. It will chase after me because I don't need it. And examine these ideas that I teach you. This is how I did with my mentors. I examine everything. I put everything I learn into test. And I have structures and stuff around it to make sure it's working and it's accurate and it produces results. So I invite you to do the same. Do the homework and do it religiously for you. It's not for me, it's for you. You don't need to report anything. And see how your mood is changing every single day, and see how little miracles, little nuggets of gifts universe will start giving to you, because also universe, when you initiate a relationship, they want to have the same relationship with you as well. Enjoy it. It's really delicious.